Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome to my God of War Ragnarok 100% collectibles guide for the realm Midgard. So if you're following this series, you should have already done Svartalfheim, Alfheim, Vanaheim, and now we're on to Midgard. This is the last big realm to do in the game. If you're looking for details on specific collectibles, if you just take a look in the description, you'll find the timestamps for each area with the different collectibles, so you can find the thing you're missing and go and check out where that is in the video to make it easier for you to find individual collectibles. If you haven't seen the other sections of this guide, I'll link them around in the description if you want to go and check those out and follow those as well. The other realms will be done after this one, so they'll all be listed down there as well, providing they are out already. But this guide's going to show you how to get all the legendary chests, all the Nornir chests, all the Favours, all the Artefacts, all the Ravens, and anything else that counts towards 100% and helping you get your Platinum trophy for the game. So hopefully the videos are helping you out so far. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get this going. Okay, so we're starting off at the Well of Urd. This is the Mystic Gateway we're at. It's the Lake of Nine Mystic Gateway, just next to the shop. And let's go get the Remnants of Asgard, the first one in Midgard. It's over in this direction. You can take the sled if you want, but I'm going to foot slap it. Just because it's not that far. Give the puppies a break. No, Freya.
It was violent.
God damn it.
And cruel.
Sounds no different from these lands.
It was warmer.
Freya's got to get that conversation, I guess. Luckily for us, Kratos isn't much of a speaker, you know what I'm saying? So we come over here, and we can hop up and get this remnants over here. Just defeat the enemies in this area, and that'll give you the collectible. There we go.
This is truly thankless work.
It must be done.
I'm sure the civilians were protecting with thanks. Well, thank both of you. Me, they would just point at and scream.
Alright. That's the first one down. This video is about an hour long, maybe a little bit more than that. Not as long as some of the others we've done, but yeah, we got this. Okay, so we need to break down this barrier now. We're going to go get our first Nornir Chest in Midgard. And it's just behind this rock over here. Okay, so there's the first fire we got to light. And let's go up here to move towards the second. Easy. Alright, there's another one. Sorted. Down we go. And the third one is right there. And now just go back down, open your chest. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Cool. Alright, so from there, quick look at the map. Do my best to show that between every collectible. I know it's a little bit tedious, but you know how it is. You follow in those timestamps, makes things easier. So we're going back up, we're going to get this Hel Tear now. And providing you've completed the main storyline, you'll have a couple of these already. You'll need to come back to this area to get this one though, because it isn't here when you first come through.
Are we going to close it?
Yes. Alright, so beat the enemies, and there you go.
Good. I am glad.
Well, how about that?
Atreus would be happy to know we tied up some of his loose ends.
Oh, there we go. And if you follow in this guide, you should have all of those done now. Very, very nice. I think you get 2 or 3 done just along the main storyline. There's one in Hell itself, and there's one, I think, that you do at Sindri's place. And I'm pretty sure the other 4 you've got to collect. It might be 3 you do the storyline, I'm not sure, but yeah. I've shown all the ones you have to come back for anyway so far, if you've been following these guides. Alright, hop up here to the top of this cliff. We're going to get the first Raven that's in Midgard that we're collecting anyway. The last place we're going to go to in this guide is Niflheim. And that's because the Raven tree is there, and you don't want to go there until you've beaten up all of the Ravens. Although, if you're looking to do the Berserker King that is in this area, you're going to need to have beaten all of the Berserker Gravestones. And one of those is in Niflheim, but I'm going to handle that at the end of this video, and I will show you where it is in Niflheim, in case you want to go and get it, just to get this area 100%ed. So breaking through here, we can get the legendary chest, which has the Rond of Purification, which is a shield rond. Right there. Alright. Yeah, also there's a quest or a favour in Midgard that requires you to go to a couple of the other realms to get parts of it, and I'll also show where you've got to go in the other realms in this video to go and get those. Alright. So, down we go, back the way we came. We've got the Well of Erd sorted out now. Let's go and do the Shores of Nine, which is the first stolen treasure that we're going to find, the first artifact in Midgard as well. Took a little wrong turn there into the area where we did the remnants, but that's no bother. Let's just go back this way, and we can hop on the sled. This area is not too long. It's just over an hour or so. Nowhere near as bad as the one we've just done, which was Vanaheim. Very, very long area there. Next up we're going to do Muspelheim. And that one's not too bad. The majority of that area is pretty much just the challenges. But yeah, we'll do Muspelheim, and then the other few realms we've got to go to are Jotunheim. Oh, here we go. Here we've got to go to Jotunheim, Helheim, and Niflheim as well. But we'll leave those till last because you only really need to get 1 or 2 collectibles in those areas. So I'll just put those into one video.
Never seen craftsmanship like this before. Can't imagine how old it is. Now, where have we seen an artifact like that before?
Tears Vault.
Alright, so you may have noticed I just went past a Berserker Gravestone. If you want to do that now, that's entirely up to you, but it doesn't count towards this area. This is the Shores of Nine, and that gravestone in particular counts towards the, I think it's the Lake of Nine or something like that. And we're going to sweep around, get everything else, and then we'll do the Lake of Nine, which is by far the biggest area, just to keep it all nice and organised when it comes to sections, like we have done in the previous videos. So don't worry about something we're going past at the moment. We'll come back to it, I promise.
The Oarsmen. A monument to conquerors.
Made some lovely warships, though.
Alright, so coming through here, you may recognise this area from when you were playing as Atreus, but we need to come back now to get collectibles as Kratos. Anything you did get as Atreus doesn't count towards completion anyway, so don't worry too much about that. When you come through here, you'll have some enemies to beat, and I'll edit that out so you don't have to watch me fight, but come around here and just burn these brambles, and there's a rune.
Iron peace, not a golden war.
Tyr used to talk about how heavy the cost of war was compared to its bounties.
And next to it, you've also got some treasure to get. It's one of the
And everyone worshipped him for it.
armor pieces that count towards Collector, so you do need to get this, although it doesn't list itself in the map. So if you're missing that, you may need to come and get that. The runes count towards the Guiding Light, but the things that you pick up out of the floor, like the buried things, don't count towards collectibles on the map, but they do count towards Collector. So you're going to have to get all of those. They are right next to where you get the rune reads anyway, so if you're getting those, you're more than likely not going to miss it. But yeah, you do need to get it. Alright, so around here you might start the favour for Sigrun's Curse. One way or another we'll get that favour done, but don't worry about that for the moment. We're again going to come back to a lot of that stuff. I'm keeping this section to section. We're working on the Shores of Nine right now. We're getting the first Yggdrasil Rift, which is right here. Beat the enemies, reach into the rift to get that completed. Right, and then there's another Yggdrasil Rift in this area. We're going to have to use the lift that's next to us and burn away the brambles first in order to get up there. So go ahead, burn these brambles, turn the switch, and then you can get up. You have to wait for this to come down first, which takes a second. Probably should have sped this up on the edit, but it doesn't really matter. you're gonna have to wait for it anyway. So yeah, up we go. There's a few of these Yggdrasil Rifts in Midgard. Already got 2 of them. And we got another Mystic Gateway as well, which is nice. It's just up here. I'm not sure, but I think this might be the area where you got the secret axe handle in the previous game, in the original God of War. Not sure if this has one of those, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't count towards a trophy, so I'm not really bothered about that, or completion. So this is also the handle that Sindri fixed in the storyline. Okay. So now we're moving on to the Oarsmen. Come back down that lift we just used. Come down here. And we need to go over there, but we're going to have to head back a little bit first. All the way down here. And around. Down we go. Hop down there. And you'll have some branches to burn right here before you jump across. I did that a second ago, but you didn't see me do it, so if they're there, just burn them away. When you come down here, you'll have a couple of enemies to fight. I'll edit that out so you don't have to watch me fight.
Sigrun spoke of growing up with these people before she joined the Valkyries.
Up we go. Easy. Alright, more enemies up here to deal with. Once you've got rid of them, you're going to want to come over here and climb up this chain. This is a big part of getting this area done. Just moving section to section takes a lot of time, I know. Some areas I like to show the route if it's a little bit more complicated. Sometimes if it's really far back, I'll just start from a Mystic Gateway just to make it easy to follow, you know. But yeah, for the most part of this video, I did just go wandering between the sections because we're kind of just working our way around, doing all the little sections that are around us. And then we'll kind of do the, I think it's called the Lake of Nine or something like that, which has the majority of the collectibles. It's the biggest section to clear out. Alright, so after moving that chain, come down here, we'll get this legendary chest. You've got a couple of wisps to deal with. Get rid of them and then open up the legendary chest and you'll get a Jewel of Yggdrasil. And I'm pretty sure these are amulet parts or something like that. That's nice and easy. And now let's go and get our second artifact in Midgard, which is another stolen treasure. It's just underneath the staircase we just came down.
Never been myself. I hear it's lovely.
Alright. Cool. Hopping over there then. Let's go ahead and get this lore marker. I think these count towards Sigrun's curse.
She never mentioned.
So they don't actually give you like a name for them. They do count towards the what are they? It's kind of like labors that you get, you know, the things you've got to complete. You'll get some rewards for it, like XP. But yeah, I think in this instance it counts towards Sigrun's curse. And also here is the first half of the vault key that we need to get into Sigrun's secret vault. So go ahead and grab that. And next up we'll do the Nornir Chest. We need to break the rubble that's sort of here with a sonic arrow. Break open or lift open this door. And this is the Nornir Chest that we're working on. I'll show you all the switches first. There's one right there. There's one on your right here. And there's one just over there. And you want to do them in this order that I do. Otherwise you might not have the time to get them all done. Some reactivate faster than others. Do them in that order though and you should be fine. And then you can open up that Nornir Chest. Nice and easy. Sorted. And if you followed along with me so far for all of these guides, you should get your full belly trophy right there, and that means that you've maxed out the upgrades you can get for Kratos' rage and his health. There are more Nornir chests to get, but you'll stop getting apples and horns from here on out. So climbing up here then, we can get the artifact number 3, which is another Kvasir poem. I think this is the last poem.
Well, shame that's the last of Kvasir's poems.
Why not write your own?
There we go.
Been a while since I dipped my toe into the ink pot of poetry, but maybe it's time to try again.
Nice. So even though I got the trophy there, I think that trophy relates to getting all of the artifacts, but there are more artifacts to get in this area, so I'll show them all, don't worry. I'm not sure if that one relates to the poems, completing all of the poems, or it relates to getting all the artifacts. I can't really remember, but either way, we'll get all of those trophies. I wouldn't worry about it too much. This guide will show you how to get everything.
In love, but her parents wouldn't let them marry.
Oh, come, Nornir. You really didn't think you were her first love, did you?
Aye, suppose I did.
Alright, so let's go and deal with these raiders. This quest line will help you get another trophy, which is called Besties, which is to do with petting the wolves. You need to come and kill all of the raiders, get them out of their hideouts, and then you'll be able to pet the wolves, finish that quest, you'll get a trophy for it, and it also counts towards completion.
There are still signs of the world serpent all over the lake. But we saw him disappear at Ragnarok.
That can only mean the legend was true all along. That blow from Thor sent Jormungandr straight back in time. A younger Jormi, fresh from Jotun. Brother, you smell trouble, yeah?
Alright. So, defeat the raiders.
Suspect that's all of them.
These were coal raiders. Infamous for
Eating wolves. Atreus and I rescued ours from such an encampment.
that was...
Alright. So,
The coal raiders have been a blight on this land.
legendary chest.
The way they've abused its creatures. Perhaps we should do something about them.
Perhaps.
Tartarus Rage. That is a heavy runic attack for the blades. Probably one of the easier ones to actually get in the game, to be honest. A lot of the heavy runic attacks are pretty well hidden and hard to come by. I feel like you find light runic attacks a lot more often than you do heavy ones. The best ones you get are from getting all of the ravens. But the irony of it is, like, when you get the best stuff in the game, you're kind of close to the point where you don't really have anything else to do. So you kind of reach a point where there's not a fat lot for you to be doing with all your highly upgraded gear. It's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Would be cool if this game had some sort of New Game Plus feature. I'm not sure if it does. Like, replay the entire game with all of your gear, but... One thing I do feel like this game is missing is trophies for beating the game on the hardest difficulty. I feel like that would be a nice achievement to work on. I'd happily do it. Make a guide for it and stuff. I kind of enjoy playing games on their hardest difficulty, but I tend to only do it if there's trophies or achievements involved. If there's not a trophy or achievement for it, I'm probably not going to bother. I know there's always the whole thing of challenging yourself and stuff like that, but... And I do love this game enough to do the hardest difficulty. I don't think it'd be too difficult for me or anything like that, but... just because of the whole nature of my channel these days, I kind of work a lot on just making guides for things. I'm not really going to waste time playing through something if, I'm not going to make a guide for it or something like that. Yeah, I could make videos of the difficulty if I wanted to, but
When Jormungandr attacked Thor in
not really
Asgard,
too fussed.
it seemed personal somehow. But there's no way they could have met before that, is there?
I've been pondering that, and I have a theory. We know the lad spent his time in Jotunheim learning soul magic. Perhaps the serpent figured in.
You mean Atreus placed some other giant soul into him? Someone who already hated Thor to begin with?
Exactly! Though that doesn't narrow it down much.
Wait.
Alright. So,
That is all of them.
more raiders. This is the raider stronghold. There's 4 of these encampments to do. We've got a legendary chest here as well. We get Cyclone of Chaos, which is a light runic attack for the blades. Actually a pretty decent one. But yeah, there's so many games coming out at the moment. I've been working really hard on getting the guides out for this. And The Devil in Me also came out. I want to make some guides for that, but I haven't really had a chance to put anything together for it. I did play it through it on my stream, but I haven't had a chance to do any guides for it yet. So if you're waiting for that, I do apologise. It will come soon. I will get it done.
The wolves fear that which can no longer hurt them.
The horrors of our past can be inextricable from the present. You have to understand that.
But yeah, there's also next month, at the beginning of next month, probably about a week away now, is the Callisto Protocol, and that's something I'm really looking forward to as well. I've really got my work cut out for me at the moment, making a lot of content. These guides can take a long time to do. I don't think the Devil in Me will take me too long to do. But, you know, I've got to put the time in, bust my balls, get things done. For anyone who is looking forward to the Callisto Protocol, which is right around the corner, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream when that game comes out. Because the people on my stream helped me reach a goal. I said if we met it, I'd do a 24-hour stream when that game dropped. So I'm going to be doing one on the 2nd of December. So if that's something you're interested in, twitch.tv/ifreams, baby, come through.
Accursed wolves.
I grow tired of your lack of empathy for your own wolves.
It's Demos, isn't it, brother?
I should not have told you, Demis.
You see yourself in these wolves, in their fear.
Let us keep moving.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Alright. So, we'll go into the Raider Keep now. I'm pretty sure this is the last set of raiders we've got to beat. Yeah, even though I've had all this content to do, I actually had a bad problem with my microphone recently. I think I mentioned it earlier.
Take care of them, brother.
I have to... Well, I had to buy a new cable for my microphone, and if you're using a microphone like mine, it's not like a normal USB cable, it's an XLR cable, and you can't exactly pop to the shop and buy one of those. You got to get them off Amazon, so I had to wait for that to get delivered. Kind of frustrating. Luckily for me, it fixed my problem, but yeah, very frustrating having those kind of issues. Let's go beat this guy up. Like I mentioned earlier as well. Hang on, we're gonna have a conversation here.
Was he the one who captured the wolves before you freed them?
I do not know.
Regardless, they should draw some comfort from his death.
Right, so now that you've done all of the raider camps, if you go outside and talk to or interact with the wolves, you'll get your trophy, which is called Besties, I believe. It's kind of cool. You shouldn't really have a choice, though. I think if you come out here, you have to interact with the wolves to get it done. So you shouldn't really be able to miss this one, providing you've done the 4 raider camps. There we go.
They're still scared.
Not of the raiders. Do not be afraid. You are safe. Good. Good boys. Good girls.
Aww. Cute. But yeah, that'll get you your trophy. I'm pretty sure I did that one on my casual playthrough. Anything to do with the wolves I was totally trying to do just because I love me duck. I love ducks. Dogs are great. The whole section with Fenrir made me laugh so much. Absolutely love that. In Helheim when he becomes Garm, that's such a great scene. Yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about Callisto. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that game. Problem is, this game is taking up so much space on my hard drive at the moment. Just because the files are so huge and I've got so much to do for it. So I'm looking forward to getting all of this stuff done and getting it off my hard drive. And then I can free up some space for other things. This takes so long to put these videos together. And this game I just knew was going to be huge. But I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. It is such a great game.
You are Atreus' friend.
Yeah, you get to meet Scott, is it Skolger or something like that, whatever his name is here? And he's trying to get the coin that you threw away from Odin, but he can't get it out of this rock. But above him is a raven. So up until this point, the numbers on the ravens should be matching the guide. Like, we should be at around 40 or so. Now, there's not that many left to get. But I think in the next section, it might not match up with the guide when we're in Muspelheim, just because I want to leave Niflheim till very last, because that's where we need to go when you complete all the ravens, just to keep it in order so you can completely just follow this guide and do exactly what I do. I've organized it in that way, so and I'm pretty sure I did
Another
Hold up.
Fjortlund mark.
Aye, this place must have been part of Sigruns' kingdom. A first outpost preceding further expansion.
Seems it only rotates in the other direction.
Alright, Freya, Captain Obvious again. You got some enemies to defeat here, so you can get rid of this spire thing. A few wisps. Yeah. Get rid of that. Get rid of the wisps. And you can get this lore marker.
Yet another sleeping beast. The handiwork of Alvis Stonefoot.
There we go. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed my time with this game. Has been really, really fun. Well, this is the main reason why I wanted a PS5. Literally just for this game. But there's a couple of other titles I can run back and play again.
In such a terrible state.
You know, Mimir, if you want to take a tour of her kingdom, you might not like it.
So she loved another before me. There are worse things to discover about someone you love.
Right. Another raven there then. And the derelict outpost. So we need to use this chain, bring this up so we can clear the gap. Let's get that done. Hop across there. I should mention as well though, if you're looking for guides for some other games, I've got plenty of guides for these games. Okay. I've done The Last of Us and God of War's there too, the other God of War, if you want to follow that. I've got a full guide for that game up as well. Okay. Although I'm guessing some of you will probably come from that video.
A musical instrument from your homeland, isn't it? Can you play?
Yes.
Will you?
No.
Alright, so we need to smash open this thing here with some sonic arrows to get this next lore marker. We're going to come through here. Yeah, like I mentioned, this section's not as long as some of the others we've done. And after this, the long realms are kind of done. I've probably already mentioned this, but Svartalfheim, Alfheim, Midgard, and Vanaheim are the long realms. The others are quite short. You don't really have to do a lot in them. So you'll be relieved to know that once you get through this area, you have done the majority of the game. There's a few things left to do, but nowhere near as big as the ones we're doing. Muspelheim takes a little while, and there's some fun stuff to do in Muspelheim as well. Although, it's a good idea to leave Muspelheim till one of the last realms you do. We're doing that one next, but you kind of want to make sure you have high-level gear before you go and do Muspelheim, just because some of the fights that are there can be... Well, one of them is kind of tough. The others aren't so bad, but the Valkyrie that you have to fight in the game is there. I think she's called Gnar, or Nar, however you pronounce it. It's recommended to have high-level gear for that.
It can't be.
It is.
Oh, Mimir.
Alright. So, Legendary Chest is right next to that. This gives you a Voldy's Anvil, which is a heavy runic attack for the axe. Sorted. Let's go.
Look, the other half of the key.
Yeah. So, second half of the Fjortlund Vault key.
Key pieces would fit. Can't wait to see what lock it belongs to.
And that'll help you towards getting Sigrun's curse done. Again, those aren't listed in the collectible list for the map. But yeah, you need to get that key so that we can go and complete a favour in another area. So that's the derelict outpost completed. We're going to go to the Lost Treasury now. Rallying through these sections. Let's go ahead and hop down here. Grab that. Let's go ahead and drop down. And got some more stuff there. Alright, kick that down, drop down. And we can hop across here.
Another crane.
King Helgi massacred her family just because he couldn't have her. Only her brother, Prince Draugr, survived to kill the Mad King.
Sigrun and her brother had issues over that.
Oh, and all the time Sigrun and I spent with each other.
Alright.
She never mentioned anything about this.
Maybe she liked the way you saw her.
So let's go and get Legendary Chest number 6. Which is Sigil Punishment. And we've got to go to the Lost Treasury for this. This one has a little bit of a puzzle to get inside, but it's not too difficult to grab. And so we pretty much just got to go out here and then around to the right. Yeah, that door there that you can smash open with the spear is for another area that we'll be able to get to
How strange.
in a little while.
I've never seen that building before.
Aye, very strange indeed. Let's take a closer look.
So when you get here, you'll have some enemies to fight. Get rid of them. And
Wait. The shield that's blocking the entrance. It looks
this isn't the
exactly
most...
like the one from Tyr's statue.
Yeah, alright,
It's
relax.
another piece of Tyr's likeness sent flying across the lake. Ended up lodged right into this building, apparently. All this must have been hidden behind the ice until that shield smashed through it.
Right. So... more enemies. Get rid of them. Yeah, this isn't the most efficient way to get this little area completed, but it'll do for now. If you want to do it the most efficient way, you'll want to go to the other side first, but it doesn't really matter. So even though at the bottom it says we're getting a legendary chest here, we're actually getting a... we're working on getting a Nornir chest here as well. Because there's a Nornir chest just outside and we need to get these fires lit. And whilst I was working through opening up this place to get the legendary chest, I just went ahead and lit those fires. The other one was just above us as we moved this sign. Yeah, I actually cancelled that out so I could come over here and light this fire. Yeah, there's the second one. Kind of awkward to get though. There it is. Alright. So yeah, we're going to have to climb this shield like one more time than we probably should have to, but that's fine. Yeah, if you do this way first, you can do this area a little bit more efficiently, but it doesn't matter. You'll get it done all the same. So let's hop across here. And we need to smash this pot. And then drag this thing across. And then we need to move the statue again, or the shield again. So we can pull that down, so we're going to have to drag it across, come up here. And then we can go around, because we smashed that pot, and hit the pillar off, so we can get the shield in the right place. So, yeah, go ahead and climb back up the shield and go around. Yeah, like I said, I didn't do this the most efficient way, but it's alright. You'll end up getting it done, and if you're watching me do this first, you can just do it the more efficient way. Go to the right first and knock down the pillar, and then you can move the shield out of the way, get the first fire, come up here, get the second fire, and then come around and do what I'm doing now. Basically, you'll only have to move the shield twice, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. You can get it done either way. So, yank this pillar off the edge now, and then go back down.
Could be useful.
And then you can go ahead and move this back over. And then use the wheel.
Well done. Now we just need to open the gate.
Chuck your axe right here. Freeze it. And then get your axe back. Chuck it at that one. When I first came here, I didn't know you could use the axe to freeze the wheels. Or the arrows to freeze the wheels. I accidentally pulled the axe back there when I shouldn't have, so I've got to do this one more time. That's fine. There we go. Got there in the end. So yeah, the last fire we need to light is inside here.
It was not intentional.
Oh, sure.
Alright. So, go ahead and light that fire.
Together again? Mimir, does this look like an abandoned treasury to you?
Aye, it does.
Sigruns' family crest. Looks like a vault door to me.
Now that we have both halves to that key, we should see if it matches that lock.
Alright. Now you can open up the Nornir Chest. Easy. Alright. So that was the lost treasury. It said on the map there, Lake of Nine, showed the Lake of Nine on the side. It kind of does that sometimes when you're looking at the map, but there's not really much I can do about it. But that all does count towards the lost treasury. So now we can use our vault key to open up this door, get in here, and got this Oathbreaker guy to beat. So get rid of him, little conversation, and then you can get this lore mark up.
Here sits Prince Draugr. I can't believe he's still here.
Prince Draugr? That the corpse of Sigrun's brother? How'd he end up like that then? Freya, why won't you answer me?
I'll get your lore mark
Are
up.
you certain you want to read this?
No, brother. You do it.
It seems Sigrun put a curse on her brother for killing the Mad King.
No. Truly?
She did not know the Mad King had murdered her family. Once she did, it was too late. She had cursed her brother. That is why she joined the Valkyries. To atone.
Alright,
You
so that'll
knew
complete
about
Sigrun's
Sigrun's
curse.
family, didn't you, Freya?
It was not my story to tell.
Funny. Learning all this only makes me love her more. She chose me despite my flaws, my regrets.
There's the map.
Knowing she has some of her own makes me feel closer to her.
I am glad to hear it.
Alright, so climbing up this chain, we can turn around and smash through the floor in this area. And that'll give us the last Dwarven Pages we need. And once you've got these... Oh, here we go.
I suspect you've got some new sword hilts in your future.
Yeah, so now that you've got all 4 of those, you can go to the shop and buy new hilts or relics, whichever they are. Just make sure you get all of those because it counts towards the collector trophy. So you're going to need to go to the shop and craft those in order to get your trophy. If you just keep following the guide, I do that at the end of the guide just to get completion. Alright, so next up we've got a buried treasure for the Demise of Dagestore, or however the hell you pronounce that. Treasure map, but the map is actually found in Svartalfheim. So if you're following the guide just for this realm, go and you haven't got this map yet, you might need to go and check the guide for Svartalfheim, where to get that. Just go and open up that video, look at the description and look for the Demise of Dagestore treasure map. But if you've been following these guides and you've come up to this point, you'll be good. You can just come here and collect the buried treasure. This is the only treasure map in the game that you have to switch realms for. But yeah, if you want to get this one, you're going to need the buried treasure for the treasure map first. So you've got one of these little enemies here you can kill, and he drops a bunch of loot.
It was Baldur's. He took Atreus. Tried to escape with him. We fought on its back.
The things he put you through.
Odin gave the commands. Blame is his.
Alright. So there's that buried treasure. There is one more to get in this area. We're doing the Lake of Nine now. So this is where we're just going to sweep around and get all the things that are kind of in the middle of this area done. So we can keep this section nice and organised. Not a huge amount left of this video, about another 20 minutes. This one isn't as long as some of the others, although it's still a long one. So we're going to Tyr's left bracer now.
There's some debris over there. I'm guessing from Tyr's poor statue.
Defend the peace.
I remember the Jotnar crafting these bracers for Tyr's statue.
Make sure you get the treasure that's just to the right of this as well, because that counts towards your collector
They chose
trophy.
only their most talented and accomplished to do the job.
There
You
it
have
is.
a good memory, Freya. Like Tyr, the Jotnar also believe the best offensive strategy is a good... So, this is how they chose to honor him.
The giants were not wrong.
Okay, so now we're going to go and do this Berserker Gravestone I told you about. It's just over here. I'm not sure if there's one more in this area. I don't think there is. I'll see by the. I'll tell by the number at the end of this. Let me see. So beat this guy up. Get rid of them. I think that one's actually a she.
Berserkers. I am reminded of our search for the Valkyries 2 winters ago.
I can see the similarities, aye.
There is one difference. With the Valkyries, you lacked spite.
Brother, I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't know the full tale.
I know how it feels to be wronged, and how it feels to achieve vengeance.
Okay, so that's 11 of the Berserker Gravestones dealt with. Now that we've done that, there's one more that we need to get before we can fight the king, and that is done in a different realm. But the king is in this realm, so I'll show you guys where to get the last one when we're going to do the king. There is a mystic gateway kind of really close to where the king is, so I'll sort it out. I do want to include it in this video just so that you know how to go and finish up.
Not wars.
Tyr understood the greatest fight of them all was the battle for people's
So there's another rune read.
minds.
And here's a breastplate. Okay. So let's hop on a sled. Let's go and get this next artifact. Artifact number 5. A lot of these are near to areas we've already been, but I just wanted to separate it all, so that's why we're just sweeping back around and getting them all now. This one is next to one of the raider keeps. Would have been way more disorganized
A nice knife.
if I had to do it the other way.
It's rusted.
Alright. Cool. So, next we're going to a Draugr Hole. I think there's 2 in Midgard to do, and this is one of them. So let's go and get this one done. It's just around the corner. When I first fought this in my casual playthrough, it was actually a really tough fight, but I think I was under-leveled for it. These fights are pretty difficult if you're under-leveled. It's crazy how much leveling is actually important in this game. If you fight an enemy that's a couple of levels above you, it's going to absolutely destroy you. And I think it was even worse in the previous game. Oh, maybe it is the last one. Born from Fire. Might be wrong then. That could be the last one. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Chaos Flame. Maybe I edited it in a different order. If it is edited in a different order, you'll see it in a little while. But that very well could be the last one, and I'm just not remembering properly. Alright, so artifact number 6 is a stolen treasure. Yeah, I think that is the last Draugr Hole. So you'll get that favor completed now. You'll get a Chaos Flame for that as well. And I think you've got one more Chaos Flame to get before you can fully upgrade the blades. So, let's head up here. Go and get this artifact that's just on its own next to this body.
Dagger.
Impractical.
Ceremonial.
So there's one more artifact to get, and I think that's all of the artifacts in the game. Although I could be wrong, there might be some in another realm. I don't think there is, though. I think that might be the last one. I'm not sure if the last trophy we got a minute ago when we were grabbing artifacts was something to do with books. I'm not sure, but either way, I know you get all the trophies. That's all that matters. There's no doubt there whatsoever. So here's another raven sitting up here. Alright. So next up we've got the buried treasure, which is Viking's Gift. Again, if you're looking for the map for this, just take a look at the timestamps in the description. Take a note of what time it is in the video right now, and just go and look at those timestamps, and you'll be able to see what time exactly the map is at, if you're worried about that. So, now we got to go do the Remnants of Asgard. This one is over up on the platform that you're on towards the end of the game. You can see the sort of rainbow cloud thing above us that we need to go to. So come here, and we need to bring the lift down first. I guess sped this up because it takes a while for this lift to come down. Up we go. Sorted. So, up here is where you gotta fight the enemies, get rid of them. And then we can move on.
And even worse for the Midgardian refugees. Learning the god they indebted themselves to didn't care for them at all. Such profound betrayal.
Aye. Their homes will not be the only thing they will be rebuilding.
One more of those to do. I think it's in Muspelheim, but I'm not sure. Alright, so now let's go and get the Yggdrasil Rift. Let's go down here. And it's just down in the area that you fought Thor in at the beginning of the game. This is where Sindri and Brock open up for you when they smash through the rock to let you out.
You said you and Thor caused that?
Yes.
More than that? Your axe and Thor's hammer clashing leaves impressive destruction.
Alright. So, let's get that one sorted. What are we doing next? Another artifact. Number 7 in Midgard. Not a lot left of this realm now. Let's hop up here. And back out this way. I think there's a ledge we can just drop down to here and the wolves are waiting for us. Yeah, just down here. Drop down. There's the wolves. And the artifact, I think, is just over to your right. So on a platform over here. Yep. There it is. Up we go. Get that sorted.
To be a sculptor from the southern lands.
Okay. There we go. I think that was the trophy for getting all of the artifacts. That's the last one you've got to pick up. Hopefully you got your trophy there if you've been following these guides with me. Easy. Lots of artifacts in the game. But these 4 realms are the ones that have all of them. Alright, so now that we're here, let's get the Rune Reed, which is on Tyr's spear for guiding light.
Be ready for war.
Well, I think that's the last of it. Doubtful we'll find any more interesting bits.
I always admired the...
Okay, so next to that again is a piece of treasure. Grab that. I think you only get 3 pieces of treasure out of the 4 little mounds that you search.
Not all gods of war are the same, brother.
No, they are not.
But we'll show all of them just in case you get them in a different order maybe. Alright, so let's go and do the next Raven, which is the 6th Raven in Midgard. Let's go get it done. It's over here in a little tunnel, I think. Yep. Just in here. Get it sorted. Easy. 44 of 48. Only 4 more to get. And I think that's all of the ravens in Midgard. And the other 4 are in Muspelheim and Helheim, I think. I'm pretty sure that's all of it. There are none in Jotunheim, which makes sense. There's only 1 collectible to get in Jotunheim, which is a flower. And I will show that probably in the last video of this series. Okay, so break open this little area here to get your lore scroll. And also this little artifact that's on the floor here, I think you need it for the collector trophy. It's just next to this lore scroll. It's called the Mystical Heirloom. So go ahead and grab that. And if you've seen those trolls that are kind of just standing around.
I suppose it's the one we read about. Something to counteract a sleeping curse.
Yeah, so if you equip that relic there or whatever it is, and use it as your, I think you use it as the L1 and circle runic attack type thing. If you use it around those trolls that you've probably seen dotted around the game, they wake up and you can fight them and you get like a set of armor for it. Although those armors don't count towards the collector trophy, which is nice. You don't have to go and get them. Although the armor's pretty cool if you want to get it. Okay. So let's break open this and beat this Frost Phantom. You can get the legendary chest that's behind it, which is the Lion's Roar Sorotor, which is spear handles. Nice and easy. Sorted. Alright, so now we've got the flower that's in Midgard. And we're going to go over to Sanctuary Grove. And you might not have been there just yet. But if you head to a Mystic Gateway, you can unlock it by using the seeds that you get from Ratatoskr. So hopefully you've spoken to him by now. If you go to do what I'm doing now, and you can't unlock the Mystic Gateway, you've either not beaten the game yet, or you haven't gone and spoke to Ratatoskr about it. So if you try and unlock it and it won't let you, just go and speak to Ratatoskr and he'll give you the seeds so that you can open this gateway. Either way, you're going to have to go to a Mystic Gateway here, so it shouldn't take you too much time. But yeah, so if you use the gate and open up the Midgard map, go over to Sanctuary Grove, you'll see it has this little yellow symbol above it, and you can hold X on it to unlock the gateway, and then you can fast travel to it. And this is also where Freya's house is, and he gets all annoyed with her.
We're heading back to Charlie?
Yes.
He's not going to be very happy with me.
No.
Right, so just in the back corner of this area is where you can find the flower. Yeah, just over there. If you hang around here, you'll hear him grunting and she'll apologise. Again, Freya with the instant transmission next to us. And that's one of the 9 realms in bloom. So go back to the Mystic Gateway now, and we need to go to the Eternal Campfire. And we haven't got a Mystic Gateway that leads, or it takes us directly to there, but there's one just next to it, which is the King's Grave, and we're going to have to travel between a couple of realms here in order to get all of these ingredients. I'll show you how to get them all here, so there's no confusion. But this is the gateway we are at, and if we come over here, we can find where to start this quest. Going through the last few realms, you may have noticed hearts painted on the wall in certain areas. Those are the areas we've got to go to. But I'll show you how to get there. It's no problem. So come over here, interact with the campfire in order to get your favor started.
Whoever was here left long ago.
What did you find?
A list of provisions needed to prepare a meal.
A recipe? Who left that way out here?
Let's take a look at the ingredients. Perhaps the recipe will lead us to them.
The first
Looks like initials.
ingredient is just here,
Match the ones in that recipe book you found?
right there.
Ah, I knew I recognized those initials. The Ballad of Yari and Somar.
I'm not.
Alright.
An old tale, but a good one nonetheless. The carving marks their passage through this realm. We could always try and find the others if you're curious.
Okay, so let's go back to the Mystic Gateway, and we need to go to Svartalfheim first to get another ingredient. You can't get these until you've picked up this favor. So although we've already completed Svartalfheim, this doesn't count towards Svartalfheim's completion. This only counts towards Midgard's completion. So go ahead and open the map for Svartalfheim, and we're going to go over to, I think it's the one there, the Nidavellir Beach, I think is the gateway you want. Like I said, I'll show you exactly how to get there, so don't worry. Alright, once we're here, we're going to come over to the right and hop across our spear. And we need to take the train. So go ahead and hop in the train. Right, once you've arrived, I'll edit out that little journey so you don't have to sit there for a full minute watching me. And we're going to go down here, follow this path around, all the way around here. And you'll want to swing a right. Keep going. Hop up this little ledge, and here's the heart, and the ingredient is just here.
It is an ingredient from the recipe. How did they reach this realm?
Oh, they were well versed in realm travel.
Right, back to the gateway then. And now we're going to go over to Vanaheim. And you're going to want to travel to this mystic gateway right here. I think it's one of the sinkholes ones. Once you arrive, again, you haven't got to go too far to get to it. Hop up here and come around this way. Hey, watch out for the poison plant. That one managed to get me. Hop over here, and the ingredient is just over here on your left. Just follow the path around, hop over the little gap, and it's just on the floor. Yeah, right there.
Carvings from Yari and Sommer here.
Nornir, tell me more of Yari.
After leaving his family, he wandered the realms in search of something unnameable.
Alright, back to the gateway then. And now we'll go into, I think Vanaheim is? No, we're in Vanaheim. Going to Alfheim, my bad. And where I'm hovering the cursor right now is where you need to go. I think I show that again in a minute. There's only a couple of gateways you've got here. But head to that one in the middle. And we've got to go a little bit further on the sled to get to this. But the sled should be facing in the right direction. So that's where we're going right there, where I'm hovering the cursor right now. Hop on the sled, just go straight forward through the tunnel. Alright, and you kind of need to go over to your left to get to this area. It's kind of sad that you can't place a marker on the map. But it is what it is. This is also the location of one of those trolls I told you about. It's over on just to the right of this area.
The last ingredient in the recipe.
If you want to go and fight it. Right, so let's open, or no, crawl under this. And the ingredient's right there.
The meeting of Yari and Sommer.
Ah, right. So the two agreed traveling together might be beneficial.
Right, back to the gateway. Back to Midgard. And we're going to go back to the King's Grave gateway, I think. Over here, yeah. And then you just need to go and put the ingredients in the pot, and you'll complete the favour. Simple. Well, heading down this way then. We have got to go somewhere else realm-wise in order to 100% this area, but it's only because we haven't completed all of the Berserker Gravestones. There's one more that we've got to do before we can fight the king, and because the king is in this realm, I thought I would show where to go and get it if you want to. You can always go and do the other videos in this guide, or the rest of this guide, and then come back here and do that king fight if you want to. It's up to you how you do it, but I thought I'd just show how to do it here, just so there's no confusion.
Gladly. It was said that Yari and Sommer first shared a kiss in the fields of Jotunheim.
Oh? How'd they manage to reach Jotunheim?
Don't know. Point is, they went on countless expeditions, each location more beautiful than the last. But they found as they did, the destination became less important than simply traveling together.
And the unnameable thing.
It was home. Yari and Sommer had found it in each other.
Okay, so last but very not least is the King's Grave. So all that's there is the Berserker King, the King Rolf Kraki fight. So like I've mentioned before, we need to beat all of the Berserkers first. So there's one we haven't got. And if you're following the guide and just want to keep following me, let's go to Niflheim and get the final Berserker beaten. I'll show you where to do it. If you're going to keep following if you're following these videos individually, when we go to Niflheim, I'll also show where the Berserker is there, so you can just beat him there if you want to, but you won't be able to beat this final Berserker until you've beaten the other 12. So let's go to Niflheim. We'll go and sort that out now. Fast travel over to the Mistfields. You'll need to unlock this using your seeds, same way you did with the one a little bit earlier. Let's go to the Mistfields. Easy enough. Just in front of this gateway, if you want to grab it, is one of the flowers in bloom. I don't grab it here, but that's where the Berserker Gravestone is. You can highlight it on your compass like I did and just head towards it. You'll probably have a couple of enemies to deal with in this area. If you want to beat them up, it's entirely up to you. Okay. Let's get rid of him. Sorted. Nice. Alright. I think there's probably one more enemy along the way. This should be simple enough for you though. You can just follow the compass to the Berserker Gravestone if you want to. Just doing my best to be thorough here, although we will revisit this area. It won't be till we've done the others, because in this realm is where you basically get the rewards for getting all of the ravens, and we haven't got them all yet. Alright, there we go. So the Berserker Gravestone is just around this corner, I think. Right there. So go over there and beat the Berserker, and that'll be your final one. Easy.
This was the last, was it not? Only the king remains.
Aye, and if you thought his berserkers were tough, well...
Okay, so once you've beaten that Berserker, come back to the King's Grave from the Mystic Gateway, and then you can go and fight the Berserker King. You get a really cool relic from this guy, or is it a hilt? I'm not sure, but yeah, you get a really cool ability from killing this guy. Probably the best one in the game. And once you've beaten all the Berserkers, his gravestone will reform. You can open it.
Prepare for battle.
So beat him up. This is probably one of the tougher fights you'll have in the game. Sorted.
My kingdom.
No kingdom for you.
Thank you, brother.
And that's it.
Still not
So
sure
that's
if that was justice
Midgard.
or vengeance.
The two are not always at odds.
What do you intend to do with Skofnung now?
I intend to use it.
No! Don't you understand the legacy that thing carries? Not to mention the souls of evil berserkers.
I will use it for good.
That won't erase its history.
No. But the story of this sword is still being written. Future generations will weigh its good deeds against the bad and decide for themselves.
You've come a long way from when I first met you, brother.
I have had good counsel since then, brother.
Alright, so there we go. That's Midgard 100%ed. Hopefully, if you're following the videos, you've got your 100%. Thank you very much for watching. All the likes and subscriptions and stuff are greatly appreciated. If you want to support me further, there's always my stream at twitch.tv/ifreams. There's also my Discord. There's becoming a member on the channel and stuff like that. Again, thanks very much for watching. Next up, we're going to take on Muspelheim. Let's get that going in the next video. Again, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and until next time, take it easy.